OMFG. Some girl herself all over the floor. She ended up going to the medical tent while people were unknowingly stepping and smearing everywhere. Mind you, this was an indoor event.
Oh,
wait, where? They didn't say where?
No, at OMFG.
Let me make this statement right here. I feel like an hour-long tech house set is boring. I'm sorry.
It's never.
Oh, that's so cute.
Fighting at a festival with your significant other or a partner or even a friend is not fun. Welcome back to the I'm Peaking podcast. We have a question of the day for you today, and that is, what is your go-to cry song?
Am I going first?
No,
Am I going first?
Oh, I have one.
I openly didn't answer yet because let's be real, I cry at everything. So give me a moment to think about that.
I have one. Okay. Lonely by Illenium.
That sounds like I actually don't think I'm familiar with that song, but it sounds like one you would cry
Any
to.
Illenium is like a perfect song to cry
But
to.
that
And
song
I swear to God, that's my song too.
specifically?
That's exactly
Really?
the same one, yeah.
Bro, you know.
Yeah.
You
Mine's
understand.
very specific. It's All I Want versus Moments versus Sound of Walking Away. It's a mashup by Nick Gunner. And it's obviously Said the Sky, Midas, and Illenium.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all mixed in
recently?
that one. No, it's an old one.
That's the only one.
I found it back in like
That's a
2016,
throwback.
2015, 2016. Also, Sad Songs by Illenium is a good one too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sad songs.
Mine's is Lose This Feeling, Armin van Buuren, but the Dimension remix.
You cry to that?
You cried
to that?
Yeah. No, have you heard the song?
No.
It's a melodic melodic drum and bass song, but it's just like it's very like, powerful. The lyrics are very powerful, and then when it just like leads into the liquid part, it's just my body literally becomes like one with the music.
Is it like the song "I Found You" by Sub Focus? Do you know which song I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, maybe it's its own thing. Dimension has its own sound, especially with his melodic stuff. Like Where Do We Go? For them singer Poppy. Like not all of his stuff is like high.
I was about to say, I'm like, because when I think of Dimension, I think of immediately like
dance floor drum and bass.
Yeah.
Which is like so that's the music that like pushed him definitely. But he has a lot of melodic stuff that's really beautiful.
Okay. All right, good to know. What's yours?
Well, she stole it from me. Lonely.
Oh, it's the same one?
I swear. And,
We're just twins.
And it's funny because I think this was my same response in the first episode too, that we did. Lonely by Illenium is definitely one of my top songs ever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can't go wrong with that one. Always hits.
What would you say about your songs makes you cry? Do you think it's like the like chord progression, the melody, or like the lyrics?
All the above.
Yeah, all of the above.
It depends. It depends. I
Yeah.
feel like circumstances are really important. Like sometimes it's just the attachment to a song.
I agree.
Like a memory.
I
Or
and
how
agree.
you're
attachment.
feeling in that moment.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, for example, like there was iconic moment for me, and I will never forget it. It was at Escape.
Mhm.
It was at Escape 2 years ago. I've listened to Said the Sky and San Holo's music all the time, and I'm not like bawling my eyes out every single time, but it was, I left the group to go find some other like college friends, found them, brought them back, able to get through the crowd, actually able to find the homies, and as soon as I find Devin and the rest of the group, the drop just hits. This is like 10 minutes into San Holo's set, and I'm just crying for the next like, no, not San Holo's set, I'm sorry, Said the Sky set, but it was a San Holo song. That's right, it was a remix. And then for the next 45 minutes, I'm just bawling my eyes out the whole time because it was that
Moment.
that feeling you get when you find your people. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
And it's like all of my best friends with my favorite artist all at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just came out of Lost in Dreams, so I mean, did any of you guys do any crying that weekend? Because I definitely
No,
did.
actually.
No, I didn't. I did a lot of just like, I think the opposite of crying, just like being happy to be around people again. Because again, my situation, I wasn't really around people for a long time. It's like being out again. I was like, this is
Brinda
awesome.
the Wild.
Brinda the Wild.
So we asked our audience what is their go-to EDM song to cry to, and we got a lot of responses, and I'm just going to name one. Someone said, wait.
Wow, this one person answered like 4 times.
He's like, I cry a lot.
Really cry.
Wow. Wender Luster said Illenium, Take You Down, and also Brave Soul.
Ooh, I got one by Beta_Pix. Grant and Emily Vaughn. Move on.
Good.
By Grant and Emily Vaughn. I just saw the Grant name. I'm like, all right, I need to hear this now.
Grant's fire, dude.
Love Grant.
Grant is good.
So I'm going to be a little biased and pick my girlfriend's response, which is Nightlight by Illenium.
Someone said MASHBIT. Don't say goodbye.
You're kidding. Actually.
No, yeah, someone said it.
Marvelo_music.
Yes.
No, wait, was that on the story post?
Yes.
With my face on it? Or
No, it was the one after.
totally unrelated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
I had to pick that one.
Maybe they saw your face and it just reminded them.
Yeah, they were like, wait a minute.
Someone put 5 Hours by Dioro on here?
Dude,
cry?
I mean, I don't
Wait, you know what? I can see that if you're with like a big group of people that you really love and you guys are having a really great time,
That's
and in the
fair.
night you're
Yeah.
crying because you're happy.
It's
Yeah,
groovy, but
that's
that melody
fair.
is actually, especially the way it starts.
It's very
like the
upbeat.
original, like not the one with Chris Brown, the original.
Yeah.
Womp,
Yeah, imagine with the
womp,
Chris Brown.
Well, it starts like
Maybe
that.
they're
and-
counting down to start the tears.
Probably.
5
Absolute
more
banger.
hours before I start bawling.
Dude, 5 hours was so ahead of its time, and
It was.
Yeah.
It still is to this
It
day.
was.
Yeah.
It
Yo,
really
it's like
was.
God.
All right. Well, anyways, let us know what you guys think and what your favorite cry song is, your go-to cry song. We'd love to hear them because I am definitely looking for some new ones.
Yep. It can even be "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion. Like everybody
Banger.
likes a good cry. Well, not
Exactly.
everybody, but I like a good cry.
Yeah.
But as we mentioned, we are the I'm Peaking podcast. I'm Devin. I'm a host. And who do we have here as well?
Mickie.
Hi, I'm Nand.
Brin.
And today we have a very special guest that I curated an intro for because I love doing these. So
He says that
Get ready
every
to
time.
blush.
Special.
You need to get ready.
Special
Get ready.
today we have a very special guest that we've tried not once, not twice, but now 3 times to get on an episode of this podcast. More on that later. Since his debut in 2019, this man has been proving himself time and time again with incredible compositions, beautiful chord progressions, and his insane ability to mash up 2 songs you never knew went together so perfectly until now. With songs like Light, Stuck on You, and Beautiful Mind hitting in the millions of streams on Spotify, it's no wonder this man has been able to amass over 400,000 followers collectively across his social media platforms. He's an amazing producer, content creator, and an even better friend. MASHBIT, welcome to the show.
My heart.
That was so sweet.
Would you say your heart will go on? Sorry.
It will at this point. Oh my God, dude.
There was so much love in that.
I know, right? Wow.
I like doing those.
I think that was his love letter to you.
Yeah, that was a poem.
That was like
I know.
that was a poem.
It's a pleasure to be
Yeah,
here
take 'em
now.
out.
Holy
yeah.
crap.
And give everyone your actual name too, because we'll be referring to you. As
My name is Darius.
There we go. All right. Well, with that, I know we already had some topics we wanted to start off with, based on the crying question that we already had for today. But Lost in Dreams just happened this last weekend, so I think it's only fair that we talk about some stuff related. But we wanted to ask first, do you guys think it's weird to cry at raves? Speaking of Lost in Dreams and crying,
No.
You don't think
not
so?
At all.
No.
Depends.
because I feel like that's the American experience.
I think it depends.
But I mean,
I've seen people cry in the UK.
Yeah,
When I
I've
was
seen
there
it.
at clubs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
a lot of
Depends on
people
what music
cry.
you're listening to.
That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
gonna get at.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like, as you guys know, I'm a very emotional human being, and I'm a proponent of giving
No way,
yourself
really?
the ability to express your emotion. So if you need to cry, have a good cry.
Yeah.
But I do find it weird if someone is like, at like a metal concert, for example, and they're just bawling their eyes out. I'm like, I mean, yay, good for you, but like also,
How?
I think I'd be more interested of like, I wonder why you're crying
Yeah.
to this music.
Maybe
Like,
Yeah.
what
maybe
do
it's
you
like their
feel right
favorite
now?
artist, and
Yeah.
they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm finally
Yeah.
seeing
That's
them.
true. Yeah.
I think with something like music and art, there is no true statement of it's weird for you to be expressing your emotions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now I do recognize the word appropriate and inappropriate. Like for example, getting super angry at a show, that might be an inappropriate expression of emotional,
Yeah.
feelings. But to have a good cry, I think music allows us to access that beautiful part of ourselves. So
Totally.
Yeah, well, scientifically too. There's actually a podcast from Andrew Huberman. I love Andrew Huberman. Okay, well, hear me out.
No way, you like Andrew Huberman?
Yeah. Well, there's actual
thought?
science. There's science behind using music as like therapy to boost your motivation, for emotional resilience, and also improve your learning. So like if you're actually implementing this, like just naturally, and then when you're listening to music at a festival and you're feeling these types of feelings, naturally your body is going to feel whatever like that your perception of the music is.
Yeah.
Totally.
I can actually vouch for that. Not exactly what she's saying, but severe ADHD. I had classical music therapy when I was literally, I don't know, pre-kindergarten, or maybe like during kindergarten, because I couldn't focus, couldn't write in the lines, couldn't any of that. So I actually had to drive like 40 minutes away to this like therapy center. I don't know.
You drove?
I didn't drive. My parents drove. Yeah. my parents drove.
Like 8.
ADHD, you learn new things. Put on the headphones and I would just play. Like I would go play games. I would do whatever I wanted to do. I just had to listen to the music and then took it home, did the same thing. And then before I knew it, the focus in my work, the attention to detail, it just started to slowly come on its own.
I think music also attaches to like different memories that you've had throughout your life.
100%.
Yeah, totally. And I think just going off of what you were saying, Bryn, music really is so powerful, like especially in like movies, for example.
Soundtracks.
The score is always.
yeah.
I know I'm a huge crier during movies. Movies are like probably the number one thing that do make me cry, generally speaking. And more often than not, it's usually because of the score, because of the music playing in the background.
Hans Zimmer touches.
Yes.
I would say Hans Zimmer's more like majestic, though, more like grand.
Yeah,
But that
but like,
cinematic energy.
But I'm talking about like the sad, like singular piano or like
Yeah, so that's
violin.
the science part where
Yeah.
like these frequencies actually trigger our neurons in our brain to then release whatever is in our current body.
just like when
Exactly.
that screeching noise happens, you're like, oh, a scary part's coming.
Yeah.
It's like you're immediately
or like a
know.
dun 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 dun
I'll
dun dun.
agree.
Triggers for sure.
I'll agree with you on that, Dev, because like more often than not, a movie or an anime or a TV show, that is gonna make me more emotional than like if I'm at a show. If I'm listening to an artist by myself, probably won't cry. If I have all my friends around me, now the scene is being set similar to like a movie. The scene being set with all the people around me, the love I feel for my friends, my family, all of that around me, and the music. All right, I'm probably gonna cry.
Well, but you also have to consider that a movie itself, there's more senses involved. You're also like watching the whole thing happen. So like the connection to the emotions is a lot easier that way. For music specifically by itself, you have to create that visual feel for yourself. Whatever is a memory or whatever is you living in the moment and seeing all the lights and the cool things happening in the moment. So people reacting to music, it's really kind of up to them, and I don't feel like it's wrong to cry at all, because everyone has their own interpretation of whatever that song or that moment feels to them. So and on top of that, you can't really control you're crying. Sometimes you just start crying out of nowhere and you just cannot control it. So
Well,
and you shouldn't like stop yourself. If you feel like a need to cry, you shouldn't stop yourself, because then now you're closing the cap of a bottle.
Yeah,
Like,
crying
it's
is
just-
healthy.
Yeah.
it's
crying
explode.
is super healthy,
Yeah.
honestly. I mean, not all the time, obviously, but like I think it's good to cry like every
cry
now and
right
then.
now.
Get
But,
that
like,
release.
you feel, you allow yourself to feel, but then you release.
Exactly. Yeah. Why are you laughing?
I just thought about like the most inappropriate times to be crying, because you're just like, not the best time to cry all the time, and I'm just like,
job interview.
like full on diarrhea.
What's your qualifications?
I'm out of milk.
But sometimes a lot of people, because I know this from Grey's Anatomy, there's a couple episodes where like these doctors, they're reacting in like an inappropriate way, but it's because they're actually so emotionally overwhelmed that their body is just naturally reacting in an inappropriate way. So it happens.
Yeah, but I do think it's really interesting what you said about like the visual cues too. I think there's a lot of like visual cue that goes into it too, because I know this weekend for me, I won't disclose why, but I like got emotional, and that was just because something happening which triggered a thought in my head. So I think it is like a culmination of all of those things. I did want to ask you though, have you ever gotten emotional on stage performing? Like
definitely a good amount of times. I wouldn't say I cried, but there were moments during the set that I had to like kind of like
It was like a
soak-
holy shit moment.
Yeah, like soak it all in, because still to this day, whenever people show up to the shows and like actual people like sing along to the songs that I made, it still feels surreal to an extent. And also like when I'm on stage and I'm playing, I'm really like in the moment trying to like make sure the transition is right. So sometimes I don't have that connection to like, okay, soak it all in, you know. And when a song is like a little bit of a breakdown, it's slower, where I don't have to do much going on, I can finally look up and be like, oh my God, this is cool. And there's been moments where I imagine myself at 13-year-old dreaming of moments like these, and I'm like, okay, wow, this has been such a ride, and I love it. I mean, it happened. I didn't just. No, never mind. I did cry at least once. But
dude,
like,
you can tell us, bro. It's okay.
Well,
it's so beautiful because like it's you're expressing gratitude, but just so you're expressing gratitude so like grand that like you start to cry, which is like such a beautiful thing to feel.
Definitely. I mean, I just can't remember exactly if I really, really cried or not. Maybe teared up a little bit for just happiness in the moment, but like straight up just bawling and give me a tissue so I can stop crying. No, I don't think I had those moments yet.
Uncontrollable, ugly crying while during your show.
Then grab the microphone and just start crying in the mic. Drug 1, 2, 3.
That would be a great. That would be
right
a great way to like just sneak in like those little DJ like on the mic moments. Honestly, no one's done it. I think you should be the first to do it.
First, we gotta make him like.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't want to be known as the cry DJ. But the only reason I bring up the topic is obviously we mentioned Lost in Dreams, which is a festival out here in SoCal, in LA.
Now in SoCal.
Yeah, now in SoCal. It was in Vegas 2 years ago. Yeah. And it is heavily melodic bass, pretty much all melodic bass, some progressive house as well.
Melodic dub.
Just mostly melodic music, melodic EDM.
Emotional sad boy shit.
Exactly, yeah.
It's my type of music.
What was your guys' favorite set from Lost in Dreams?
Yeah, it's fair. Actually, some people just asked me that right now on Instagram.
So I only went one day. I went day 2. What full set did I see? Oh, Nurko Back to Back Adventure Club was actually really, really good. That was so good.
Nice.
I do agree.
That was fire.
I only saw a little bit of that set, but
Good set.
I gotta say the Adventure Club throwback set was so good.
Yeah,
brought me back to high school.
Yeah, throwback set
was amazing. And then of course also our boy Fairlane.
Oh, he went so
freaking
hard.
killed it. Yeah,
he threw down.
How was that? I'm so sad.
So
I
good.
miss him. I'm a terrible person. I'm so sorry.
Dude, they should have put him later. They should have put him later. He did not deserve to get placed that early, honestly.
No.
But
dab this guy for me.
I'm just kidding. He did.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Dab this guy.
Oh, big shocker there.
Yeah. Right.
Oh wait, Trivecta. Oh my god. Okay, so little story. I was walking to the other stage to actually catch Trivecta's set because I was just gonna go, and then I passed by him, because apparently they were doing like an Ophelia meetup, and Last Heroes was there too, and then my friend was like, "Yo, like I really miss when you played your the Game of Thrones intro to your set." He's like, "Oh yeah, I haven't played it in like 2 years, but guess what? I'm playing it tonight for my intro." And I was like,
epic.
Nice.
Like, so he did, and it was amazing.
The Arm & Hammer threw down.
Oh yeah, the
set
Joes
was awesome.
You guys did
it's been a long
fantastic.
time since I've seen a full set from Arm & Hammer, and
Yeah.
they killed it. Like
They did.
They know how to merge like different genres and make it so seamless, so where you're raging and then you're just having fun. It's just awesome.
Happy, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the entire time I was at Lost in Dreams, there wasn't a moment where I wasn't enjoying the music. Even if I was walking around doing, shooting content or getting food or bathroom, whatever, there was just a constant like.
Yeah, you were making that face a lot. I also want to give a shout out to Star Signs, who, if you don't know, is Yetep. Is it Mirren or Mirren? It's
Mirren.
one of those.
Pretty sure it's Mirren.
I feel like it's Mirren, but I don't want to be wrong. And also Manila Killa. Those three.
It's okay to be wrong sometimes, Devin.
Yeah, we were wrong about Nets guys, so
Netsky.
Y'all called him Netsky?
He still calls him Netsky.
No, I just like to correct Devin. So if he says Netsky, I say Netsky. If he says Netsky, I say Netsky.
Oh,
just
you're such a gaslighter.
It's Netsky though. Yeah.
Netsky.
But Star Signs absolutely threw down. I know they played this remix of Rocketeer that was everything. It was so good. So great job to you boys, and congrats on I guess like officially announcing your guys' new artist name. So
Artist
that's
Project.
Artist Project. That's really awesome.
Artist collaboration.
Yeah, that was a good set.
Artist Project.
What was yours? Your favorite?
Speaking of star signs, I really like that set. It really, I love how they kind of meshed everything together. It was really cool. I'll be honest, I didn't see that many sets at Lost in Dreams. I was mostly backstage trying to just like catch up with people and networking and stuff. But the Adventure Club back-to-back Norco was sick. Trivecta killed it. Seven Lines was dope. And I left a little early the first day, so I didn't get a chance to see Dab the Sky, but I heard very good things about it. So
yeah,
I will say this just for that. Dab the Sky doesn't actually always hit for me, but this time, filthiest Dab the Sky set I've ever seen.
Nah, I can't imagine. Plus, it was like a headline slot, so they probably went all out with lasers and all the CO2 cannons and all that. So they definitely, I'm sure they delivered very well. I just didn't get a chance to see it, unfortunately. But
it's fair. Also want to give a shout out to Lay Youth at the Lucid stage, who was it was my first time seeing Lay Youth, and Michelle and Beverly are huge Lay Youth fans, so we all went, and it's more chill, but I just love the melodies that he was producing. It was very just felt like a soul healing.
Yeah, he's a great artist.
Yeah. Also, Incredible. Angry Baby was really great. When I came in,
I wanted to see him.
Awesome. So he was like my transitionary set because I was looking for you guys, and I kept going back and forth, and I was like, I'm gonna enjoy some music for a little bit. So I stayed at his set, and it really kind of grounded me, and it was also really vibey at the same time, and it was a good separation from the melodic dubstep because he does more stutter house. So it was great.
Great.
Just thought on that Stutter House. I don't know why, but I just feel like that's melodic to me. Melodic. I know melodic dubstep is different from Stutter House, but I for the longest time I thought Stutter House was just some melodic stuff.
Yeah, no, it definitely fit in the festival in my opinion.
Oh yeah, perfectly.
Yeah, people like Angry Baby, Romy. Shout out Romy the homie.
Oh,
Romy's awesome.
Romy the homie. He's good. In general, I feel like the lineup was so nicely curated. No matter what stage you were in, you knew you were at a melodic festival, and everyone delivered. Very well.
Everyone delivered. I didn't see any bad set.
Yeah, it was a really solid festival. Honestly.
Very much.
It was also very, very intimate. So I do got to give a shout out to LA Historic Park. That's where Lost in Dreams was for this year. Generally, it has been in Vegas, but this time it was here. Only 2 stages. And generally, from my experience with LA Historic Park, it's usually one stage and very crowded, very uncomfortable.
That part.
But this time they extended it out, really kept the 2 stages. No sound bleed for the record.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No sound bleed whatsoever. And the stages, they weren't pointed to each other. They were pointed in the same direction. So it was very nicely done.
Either side of the bridge, so they had that hard separation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was worried about when they announced it. It was at that venue. I was like, I've never really had a good experience at that venue, but it was great. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was very nicely done.
Did you guys see any couples fighting or anything like that? Because
quite a few actually.
I do know. Going off of the crying topic again, I do know that that's also something that does happen at festivals. Is a lot of couples get in fights or they start having arguments or whatever. Yeah, I've been there as well. I'll tell my story after. But did you guys see any? Because I did.
I didn't see any.
All I saw were smiles and happy people.
Yeah, maybe because that's what we want to look for. We're we're
yeah. I saw one. I saw one couple.
I saw at least one.
Yeah, that we were with, who was arguing a little bit, and I think they figured. I think they figured it out. But let me tell you that is one of the worst things. As someone speaking from experience, I've been there, fighting at a festival with your significant other or a partner or even a friend is not fun. That is one of the worst feelings.
Especially if you're on something, because it only just intensifies the feeling even more. Makes it even it just makes it harder to gain control of your emotion again.
Yeah, and also festivals are supposed to be a happy, exciting environment. So all the negative energy that happens, it's kind of
That's when it happens. So sure.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll talk a little bit, I guess, about an experience that I had. But so it was with an ex-girlfriend of mine at Coachella 2017, and Coachella was actually our anniversary. So there was a lot of even more pressure on that weekend to have a fun weekend. But this was about at the stage in our relationship where I think it had been it was a year, and we were starting to have like issues, I guess, whenever we would drink. And and so
Surprise,
whenever
causes problems.
whenever we were drinking, we would so like there would just be.
I could relate on that one.
Yeah, and I can't even remember half of the issues, but like because they were, I just feel like they were pretty trivial for the most part. But I remember very clearly that at Coachella we were drinking, and mind you, like there's 3 days plus like day 0 for Coachella, right? So like we already like had a small like argument on day 0, and then day 1, I think day 1 was fine, and then day 2, we got into an argument. I remember we were at Troy Boy at the Sahara tent. And like literally, she was just like, "Dude, go do your own thing." And I was like drinking, and I remember like tearing up because I was like, "What would be like by myself?" And so I went off with my fraternity big bro and a couple of my friends, and we weren't even with each other.
Who was she with?
Most of the day, she was with some of my other college friends.
Okay, so she had other people that were there.
Yeah,
so
she had
that's
other
why
people.
she was able to say that.
Yeah. But it was like that feeling of like, dude, I don't want to be around you right now.
Especially
like,
on your
significant other
Yeah.
on our anniversary.
Yeah, that's
is-
so many
rough.
factors.
Yeah, dude. So that shit was awful. But
I think especially at a festival too, it's just like, don't get me wrong. If you and your partner should be able to like go do your own thing, but if it's your anniversary, you just got no fight. That feeling of like, it's not that I'm okay being alone. It's like I don't even want to be around you.
Yeah.
Oh, that gut wrenching feeling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That hurts. It's a whole different type of hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And there was even more. We ended up making up by the end of the day, and then day 3 was great until the end of the day because we did do stuff on day 3. Happy stuff. And by the end of it, so we were leaving. We camped too. We camped at Coachella, so we had to stay in the same tent that whole weekend. So we were like, we have to make up because we can't be
go to
sleeping.
bed early.
We can't be going to bed like
angry.
on the opposite side of the tent, with each other. But basically, we got back to our campsite. We were packing up our tent, and then like she couldn't like find she was just having trouble like breaking down the tent, and I'm like, here, like let me do it. And so she started to like cop an attitude like from that, and then she was gonna drive. I think she was gonna drive us back because I drove us there, and so we get in the car and we're trying to find the exit to get out of the Coachella campsite, and she can't find the exit. And I'm like, here, let me do it. She's like, no, I got it, right? And we still can't find it. I'm like, it's fine. Just let me drive. I'll find the exit. So she gets out of the front seat and she gets in the back seat. And
you're like an Uber driver.
And I'm in the front seat. Yeah, and I get in the front seat, and the halfway back, mind you, it's like a 2-hour drive. The whole like hour halfway back of the drive, she just sat in the back seat in silence.
God, that's the worst.
And then we played. And I was just playing music, and then finally, like halfway through, she climbed into the front seat, and then we both just started like bawling our eyes out, and she was like, "I'm so sorry, I ruined our anniversary." So we ended up like talking it out, but it's having conflict with your partner at festivals is like one of the top 5 worst things.
Especially
I would say.
if it's like a 3-day festival. I had a very similar Coachella experience. Not like, okay, I know I'm laughing, but just because it's like, haha, like I have in past tense. But I think there's like some juju that in like the Coachella air, if you're with a partner where there's like these, underlying issues, Coachella's gonna bring it out.
I think just any festival in general because of the chaos of the festival.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because the chaos really brings out that like all of those underlying things, and like, so if you already have frustrations building up with your partner, they're going to come out because, you have all these things going on. And then also like you said, if it's a multi-day festival, you're like already so much more irritable.
Yep.
You're already so much more like,
because you're sleep deprived.
Yeah. You're so much more
you're
prone
hungry
to
all the time.
giving into those emotions.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to be resilient.
Yeah. And it's like you want to have a good time at the festival. So I feel like it's easy to just be like, I want to have a good time, and you're taking away from that right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, especially when you're druggies.
Yeah,
or,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like that even like intensifies just everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But then if you go to a nice like house set, or if you go to like a high energy music set, and like you're feeling all these things, I feel like sometimes like immediately like all these negative feelings are just gone because now I'm in like a high energy set.
Yeah.
Or just get all your anger out and go in a mosh pit.
Throw your partner in a
you
mosh
and your
pit.
partner in the mosh pit.
Yeah, go at it. Just go at it.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
all
yeah.
the anger.
Would you guys deem that as healthy?
No, I think that's really bad. We're totally joking. Yeah, don't actually do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I think that's going to cause more problems.
Go to
Don't do
couples
that.
therapy.
Don't do that. Yeah, communicate with your partners. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and also that's not to be mistaken with the fact that going with your partner to a festival and having a great experience obviously is one of the top 5 best feelings.
Yes,
So,
it is.
so
it
yeah,
really is.
I would say just communicate with your partners beforehand, and if any issues arise during the festival, I think obviously you don't need to take care of them at the festival, but you can just talk them out when you guys get home, when you guys are sober. Yeah, especially if it's a multi-day festival, you don't want to be carrying that baggage over the entire weekend.
It also depends on the relationship too. I feel like because I can't say I've fought at a festival, but I did get into a disagreement with someone I was seeing once, and she voiced it to me as right away, and I mean I was unhappy about it, but it's just like, hey, let's talk about this really fast so we can communicate. That way we can enjoy our time. Because if I'm a proponent of like separating myself from the situation. Like, look, what you said might be hurtful to me, but right now you need to get this off your chest. So I'm here to listen to you. So when she, voiced like, hey, you're being really frazzled right now and it's making me uncomfortable, I'm like, you're right. I need to tone it down a little bit, bring my frazzledness down. And then later on, I was like, cool, can I speak on why I was being frazzled so that you can kind of understand where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Talked it all out. We're able to have a good time.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then I was going to say also, just to close out, like, I guess being emotional at a festival, have any of you guys ever had like a bad trip experience?
Yes.
Maybe from like an argument or whatever, like that could also happen as a result. But have any of you guys ever had a bad trip experience and then either gotten yourself out of it or?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened?
It wasn't my fight though. It was me seeing it in my friend.
Mm-hmm.
She was going through like an emotional spiral with her partner who wasn't there. Nothing bad was happening, but she was having a really bad trip, like really bad trip. And because of that, I was like, I should probably take you to ground control. Like I can't take care of the situation. I'm not trained, but I'm also having a pretty good trip at that time. So trying to take care of her, and I get stuck in a loop of trying to like bring her to the ground control, and she's like, wait, no, I need to like go back to the tent because she had a little plushie that reminded her of her boyfriend, so she'd have to run back to go get it. So then we'd go back to go get it, and then it was like, okay, I don't want to lose it, but I need to go to ground control, so we leave. Wait, no, I gotta go get it, and that was an hour. That was an hour of going back and forth until I in my head I was like, I need to get away from this situation or I will be stuck here. So I physically ran away, regardless of how I felt.
Ran away.
I'm not even kidding. Regardless of how I felt, I physically fucking zooted out of there and ran away.
That man zooted.
And then I found ground control and brought them back.
Yeah.
Mine was when I used to do trippy stuff, and it was EDC 2019, and I was in the middle of seeing Drezzo, but I was waiting because Audion was afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like waiting there, and I was just like I was hyperventilating. So I was like, I can't do it. Like this music is like so dark and like too much for me. But then Audion happened, and then my energy was like, yay.
Audion fixes everything.
Yeah.
Audion healed my soul, brought me to heaven, and I stayed there for the rest of the night.
I don't think I've ever
Awesome.
seen a bad audience set, actually.
No.
No, I've never.
Me neither.
In my about 10 years of following him, never a bad set ever.
So good.
Audie's a
Come on the
legend.
podcast.
Yeah.
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 I just want to speak on my experience only because there's actually a technique that helps me because I've got into a couple fights at festivals recently because just bad place. But because I was on really poly, you know, it made it just a little bit harder to kind of like ground myself. But I use a technique from Andrew Huberman. He talked. Okay, I'm saying Andrew Huberman just so there's
Context.
you know the context
Yeah,
there's validity.
Don't ignore me. Ignore me. I'm just think it's funny.
I love science. Okay.
Andrew Huberman.
Science.
Replace science with Andrew Huberman. Yeah.
Yes, I also love Andrew Huberman.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Anyways, continue.
there's a breathing technique because what we can control, right, is our heart rate by our breathing. So if we do a specific type of breathing, which is breathing in twice, you do a 1 inhale, and then you do it again, and you let out with your mouth, and obviously it's cohesive, and you do it a couple times. Naturally, you are going to be releasing carbon dioxide, which actually relaxes your entire body. So then your heart rate becomes more steady and you have an actual like clearer mind. So then you're able to like, okay, what's happening right now? Why am I feeling this? And then you're able to like immediately like shift your perspective.
Wait, so the calming effect would come from the breathing in 3 times, right?
Breathing, mindful breathing.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say like if you're releasing carbon dioxide, you're doing that with regular breathing anyway, right? So it's got to be from.
No, so it's the way the lungs work is if you're breathing in a long inhale once and then you get that last inhale really quickly, you're kind of like tricking your lungs. I can't really remember like what the actual word is, but you're tricking your lungs, and then when you release it slowly through your mouth with pursed lips, so then your body calms down because you're slowing your heart rate down. That's what you're doing. You're just basically slowing your heart rate down by breathing techniques.
Oh, okay. So that's one technique you can use to slow your heart rate down.
And then your mind is no longer chaotic because then you're calming down. But you have to want to do it, right? You can't just like do it and be like, okay, I'm going to calm down. Like, no, you need to be like, okay, let me pause for a second. I feel really overwhelmed. This is really scary. Let me like breathe. And then you calm down.
Yeah. You know what else I heard helps calm you down? Shit, I should have had it.
What is this?
I should have had it out.
What is this?
I just thought this is a great
That was a good way
moment
to
to
segue.
this is a great moment to plug our sponsor.
Lavender.
I'm sorry. You started talking about it, and I was just like, you know what? This actually does help
Helps with
a
anxiety.
lot. Like I'm not even joking.
That's
like,
just because like lavender
this actually
generally
does
also has
help.
been known to help with like anxiety and calming
Yeah.
effects. So like the fact that Boom Boom has a lavender scented, not flavored, scented aroma is chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. I would
But yeah,
bathe in
so
that.
just saying also thank you to our sponsor, which is Boom Boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Sniff it.
Want you
It's so good.
If you're gonna sniff anything,
So
it
good.
should be a boom boom.
Yeah, but actually though, these do work really well for helping calm your anxiety, especially when things get really overwhelming at festivals. I know plenty of people, my girlfriend included, that uses these to help calm themselves down and just kind of ground themselves. So definitely go and check them out. You can use code I'm Peaking, save yourself some money. But these actually do work, so definitely go and check them out.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We heard you had some new music and we want to listen to it.
Wait, you make music?
Right
Hold
meow.
on. Pause. You make music? I thought you just did mashups.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the music and the mashups were at the same time, but realistically, with TikTok and Instagram growing for me, mashups is what really brought people in for my platforms. And then eventually, we were able to kind of build the bridge to showcase some originals with the mashups, like make mashups with originals instead of like that. And then now it got to the point where people know that there's originals involved and I can show them and they do well on social media as well, which is a happy place because I don't do that many mashups anymore, especially dubstep mashups. You know, it's been kind of a drastic rebrand since last year. We've pretty much fully went into the house world from
Oh, so your music is house. You're going to be showing us some house.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
get
I'm
it.
actually going to show some techno now. So
Oh,
that's what we're going to show.
That's a whole
Which is
rebrand.
so funny
Get it.
because the first time we had you on, I guess we can like briefly talk about this. So I mentioned in the intro that, you know, this is our third time trying to get you on the podcast. So just so you guys know, the first time we had Mash on the podcast, we shot the episode, listened to new music, everything. You showed us a drum and bass song you were working on. I accidentally formatted the card and deleted all of the footage.
Fired.
It was around the time we had the Good Night Out episode as well.
Should have fired you then.
We were shooting the Good Night Out episode, or we were about to shoot, and I had forgot to offload the cards, and I went ahead and formatted the cards for the cameras to fit. the Good Night Out episode on there. So that was my bad. And then the second time we tried to get you on was in our last studio.
We had issues with that.
Yeah, you came here, and then that was right around the time the building got seized.
Yep.
So we literally could not get into the building.
I remember
we had
that
no
morning.
access. Yeah, so we just went to lunch instead with
got brunch.
with Darius. Yeah, so
That was a silly morning.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good
goofy.
brunch, though.
Yeah. After every time though, we always like hung out. Like the first time we had you on, we what did we do? We went to Boba
We went to that
Bear.
hookah bar later.
Yeah, Boba
Ooh,
Bear. We went to Boba Bear,
yes.
and then when did we go to dinner with you? Was that also around that time?
That was a day after.
Oh, okay, that was the day after.
We
Got
go to
it.
dinner
Yeah.
the day after.
Yeah, with
Went
Kayvon
to a Persian
and
restaurant.
Oh
them.
yeah, that was good.
I even went to a bar after.
Dude, we had such a good time. That was such a good homie time, and that was like the first time we actually met. So,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
before that was like online interactions and everything, if that. Then after the podcast, we were like, "You guys are cool. Let's hang out tonight." You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I'm in town for the next 2 days. Might as well just do it.
Yeah.
And we did it, and we hung out.
The only
Yeah,
the
it was
only
great.
reason I feel bad is that first time. So you're from Texas, and you flew out to do the episode. So the fact that it got deleted, and then I don't know the second time. The second time, did you fly out for that, or did you have other stuff going on also?
No, the
Yeah,
second time
yeah.
it was already like planned to be.
Yeah,
here
yeah,
anyways. But even the first time, I was planning to be here anyway. So realistically, a bunch of stuff were put together. So it wasn't just like
Podcast
fully
only.
for the podcast episode. It was
Yeah.
definitely part of it for sure. But
Yeah.
we got to hang out and have a
Yeah.
good time. So for me, that was a win either way.
I want to
a
hear
win to
more about
win.
the rebrand.
A win is
The
a win.
rebrand.
I wanna hear about
well,
this.
Well, let's dive into this song, and then maybe we can
Okay,
talk a little
okay,
bit
okay.
about
Do you have the
the
aux?
rebrand.
The aux over there.
All right, so give us some context.
All right, here's some context. We're gonna talk about the rebrand in a little bit, but this song right here is called "Hellbound" and is with Sarah DeWarren.
Okay.
And,
Oh,
yeah, and it's
I
coming
feel like
out.
she's been popping up everywhere.
Oh, she's so good, bro.
Amazing.
And it's coming out at the end of this month on the 26th. Shade, the 26th, right? The 26th.
It's 2 days after this episode airs, by the way.
Yeah.
So just in time.
Just right on time.
Pre-save that.
And
The preview.
This song originally was supposed to be an intro for shows, and I wasn't even planning to really make something out of it. But then we sent it to Sarah, and she was like, "Yeah, this is cool. I want to sing on it." Totally forgot about even sending her that song, and she sent us a version back, and both me and my manager were like, "Holy." Can I cuss?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy fucking shit, this is good. So we're like, we really, really like the way it turned out, and we put it out for release, and it's coming out at the end of the month, and we will look back in with the rebranding a little bit, so it will make sense in a second. But I guess I will just play it now.
Okay.
And there's 2 drops.
Okay.
And it's not a ridiculously long song, but I think it's gonna be kind of fun. So
I'm excited.
Let's play it.
Put the volume up all the way on your phone first.
I see why you would have chosen this for an intro. I love
bass.
it's like so minimalist, but it hits like just perfectly.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Her voice is perfect for this too.
So good, bro.
Yo, that snare is so crisp. I can't.
This song would go straight on my mood playlist. And by mood playlist, I mean like sexy time.
Hey, yo.
So this would be my work playlist.
There we go.
Did you hear Devin will be in his sexy time playlist?
See, that's so
Oh,
crazy
so you're
because
playing this while you do the sexy time?
I would say
Maybe.
that's my work playlist song. Because like, when I'm getting into work,
Yo.
I'm always play like music like that, so I could like stay focused, and I would play that.
You play this one?
Of course.
Hell
yeah.
It seems very like versatile. Like
Yeah.
you can use that in a lot of, what's it called? Hellbound?
Hellbound.
Yeah, I feel like you could use that in a lot of different scenarios.
Yeah, I mean,
Including
this
sexy
one
time.
was definitely a lot more club heavy.
Oh, yeah.
When it
Yeah.
comes to like the approach that we had, because again, I used it as an intro for shows specifically,
Yeah.
and to kind of like set a mood.
100%.
with the kind of bass line and everything
Yeah.
going out. So it's kind of different from the last couple songs that we put out. There was a lot more melodic and a lot more feelsy. But this one was like still melodic to an extent, but at the club we want to make sure those speakers really hit. So we're gonna,
Yeah.
you know, the whole marketing scheme for this will be like just send it over to DJs and have that
Yeah.
play and kind of have a, which funny enough, she made that song too. You guys know that Diamond on My Mind song by Eli Brown? Yeah, that's Sarah too in that vocal, which I didn't know.
Oh,
until
wow.
recently. Yeah, I didn't know that until recently.
Yeah, she's killing it lately.
Yeah, she's so good. And yeah, so like an approach, like this song is kind of a similar approach to that, you know, like something that you can easily remember and a hook that is very nice, melodic, and kind of a cool little lyric line and everything.
Yeah.
So that was the approach for this one, and we're very excited to put it out, and we hope it does well.
Yeah, no, it's definitely that's a great mood setter right there. I definitely felt like a very Blade Runner vibe, you know, just kind of like that like dark warehouse, but like still melodic enough to like it's not too dry. It's still,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Because
Definitely.
usually with this type, like I would always find it so empty, but yours was so fulfilling.
Yeah.
Because with all the
Thank you.
little like fills and leads.
Yeah,
was
I
like-
noticed that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a lot filling the background. It wasn't like, that's why I say, I'm like, it was, the drop was like minimalist, but it was like just enough, you know, to
Yeah.
like where
Yeah.
there's enough like going on. And the way you set it up, I think, was really nice too.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't that many sounds involved in this in the first place. Like, I guess back in my dubstep and like bass era, I used to use so many sounds in my songs,
Yeah.
like 50 and up, sometimes 100, 150. This
Wow.
one was probably maybe 20 sounds, maybe
Wow.
even less. Because
It's
it's really just about like nailing the sounds and make them really fit properly.
Yeah.
And I like songs that move. And again, techno
Yeah.
and house is something that is very, I
Straight to
wouldn't
the
call it
point.
monotone, but definitely has like a level
Yeah.
of energy throughout. And I want to keep that core energy into it, but also like
yeah.
adding some like ear candy here and there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I mean, talk a little bit about your rebrand. So is this the kind of music that you're starting to make now more so? And I mean, what's that been like? Because obviously, you know, we know you as making very melodic, progressive kind of music.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
what's that change been like for you?
I mean, I guess to kind of like overview it, it definitely like the MASHBIT brand started working very well with the mashups on TikTok, which started first with dubstep and everything like
Yeah.
related to that. Then it kind of got to the point where I was starting to play a little more shows and it started to be a lot more dubstep. And although I was having fun playing it, I wasn't having as much fun making it.
Yeah.
And also I wasn't having that much fun finding dubstep songs. And this is by no means shitting on any dubstep artist. It just, for me, it felt like I was outgrowing the love for the bass stuff.
Yeah.
So then randomly one day, you know, I was in a very bad creative block. Funny enough, this even happened before the TikTok anything happened, anything started going well. But I was having a very bad creative block for the whole year. And I was like, why am I forcing myself to make a specific genre? Let me just try something else. Maybe that will help. And the genre that I tried was house music. And I just sat down, made a melody, and I fell in love with that melody and was just working on it day after day until the song was completely done. I sent it over to a friend that I've worked with in the past. His name is Alto Moon. And that song became Beautiful Mind. And I've been obsessed with that song for a while. And still to this day, one of my favorite songs that I put out. And I knew it had a special place in my heart because it's one of those songs that if I had a Bluetooth speaker and I had to go to a McDonald's and like stand on a table and blast
this is
the
my song,
I will be proud of that. You know? And I didn't have that feeling with a lot of the stuff that I was putting out, including some of the mashups. So I was like, this has to be special. There's something about it. And when we put it out, you know, it was the highest streams that we're getting. It had a very good moment on TikTok and all the social media. So in general, in my head, I was like, okay, if I'm good at this and people like it, and I like making it too, then I guess that kind of checks all the lists and the ikigai. I guess if you guys are familiar with the whole concept for the Japanese like purpose of life thingy. So that checked all the boxes to me, and I was like, okay, I'm having fun making this, so I might as well just like, you know, test it out and include it. And the bass world to the house world is very different. You know, it's such a different place. So even to this day, we're still trying to build that bridge to go from like bass and house. And some people come to the shows expecting some like dubstep mashups and stuff like that, which we still play a couple, but with the new releases coming out and those doing very well, we're definitely going towards a total rebrand of being house music and like house oriented.
Awesome.
More like a Rufus Du Sol, Odessa maybe. And kind of still with a twist because I love playing guitar live, and I didn't for a little bit because I didn't know how to include it.
I was gonna say your melodies are like your staple, like your chord progressions and everything. So I do feel like you have to like keep that somewhat. I mean, obviously, like you do whatever your heart, you know, desires for you to do, but also at the same time, I feel like that is definitely one of your staples.
Yeah, I mean, melodic stuff has definitely always been a part of me because I just love the way you can convey emotions through a melody. You know, chord progression, a sound, a melody, and that's really what sticks in your head when you're listening to a song. So that's definitely part of it that we kept. But when it comes to like the rhythm of stuff, it's not more like the headbangy like kind of stuff like that. It's more of like the house boom 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 like that. Shout out Boom Boom sponsor.
Do you think that you'll stay, or do you think that you'll continue down this path? Like, did you get any like negative reactions when you stepped away from like the bass stuff?
I don't think I've seen negative reactions. I mean, there's definitely people that got attached to the idea of like a dubstep mashups, but in my head, I always saw that as a temporary way to like get the brand awareness out there, you know, because it really just plays with the idea of like familiarity. You guys are familiar with one song and another song, and you see them together, like, oh wow, I'm familiar with both, but I'm not familiar with what it would turn out to be. So I use my platform as a way to kind of introduce that idea to some people, and it worked well with dubstep, and then slowly we moved into like the more I would say commercial stuff, you know, using some songs that were on the radio and still including EDM to it, but still having that EDM brand around it.
Which is a very common way that a lot of like artists get into the industry too.
I mean, it's you have to kind of like, you know, still attach yourself to a sense of familiarity, because also nowadays the 2020s don't have like a sound. We're influenced by nostalgia right now. We're remixing old songs and just going over that. So it's that's kind of the sound that we have right now. We're just like rebranding the nostalgia stuff from a long time ago.
While also staying authentic. And I feel like that's why they're doing well too, because people could feel that. People could feel when you're actually making music that you want to make, because it shows through their creation. And then they're listening to it and they're like, okay, like I could get with this.
100%. And it's been very fun. I mean, to I guess answer your question, for now we see that to be the calling for us, for me, for lack of better terms. Because not letting the numbers speak, but Spotify and all the streaming numbers have been
results
going very well. Like just to compare, at the time when I was doing like future bass and stuff like that, we're always less than 50,000 monthly listeners, if not like 20, 30 or stuff like that. Now we're almost at 600,000, which for the original stuff is going very well for us, you know, and it's nothing mashup related, there's no remixes. So like,
good for you.
So
that's honestly awesome. That's the best feeling. It's like your music. Not even like the remixes.
And you're happy about it too.
Music.
It's like, I'm so happy I made
I
this.
mean, and it's stuff that I'm proud of playing live, because even with the future bass stuff and the dubstep stuff that I made on my own, I will play them as a way of, okay, let's see if it works. And at some shows you will see some movement. Some other shows, you know, you don't see them move as much. So automatically in your head as a DJ, you're like, oh crap, they might not like it. Which is not always the case. Sometimes you're just like soaking all the melodies in. So they're not gonna headbang heavy as hell to a crybanging song.
I've always wondered, like, when a DJ and artist plays like a new song and obviously you're premiering it at a show, what if people don't move or like
They're not supposed to.
They're just staring.
They're not supposed to, because it's one of like there's two sides of that. On one side, people that are waiting to hear that song and they've been waiting for a long time, so they have their phones out to record it so they can hear it until that song is released. That's one side. And on the other side, you want to be in the moment, of course. You don't know the song, of course, so you just want to listen to it attentively. And I feel like if you dance around too much, and you probably might not fully grasp the idea of the song, so automatically as an instinct you stay still, which for us as DJs, it kind of put us in our head to be like, oh my god, why is
do they like it?
Exactly.
That's a good point. Actually, I actually felt that way at La Youth set at Lost in Dreams, just because I'm not super familiar with all of his music. I've only heard a couple songs, but I was like Shazamming some. So I'm looking at Beverly right now because I was asking. Beverly was like, oh yeah, this song is that one, and sent it to me after. But that is totally the reaction that I get when I hear new music that I haven't heard before, especially when it's not like hard hitting music that is so obviously dancey. Like at a drum and bass set, if I hear a new drum and bass song, I'm dancing either way. It doesn't matter if I know the song or not. Yeah. But at something like La Youth, it's a little more chill or maybe just a little more melodic. I'm kind of just standing there to like fully grasp the emotion and listen to the chord progression, and probably also break out my phone to Shazam the song and come up with no result because it's not released yet. Of course.
And it's always like, there's always a first impression. You want to give yourself your full attention to make sure they can actually grasp if you're really gonna like that song or not. And I mean, again, there's genres, of course, like techno or drum and bass or even house, like full on tech house. Those are stuff that you will have to dance to either way because the rhythm is so catchy. And that's another reason why we kind of moved to house in general, is because of the rhythm is really something that no matter what, everyone can just like dance to.
100%.
Whenever is a 21-year-old going to their first festival or a 45-year-old celebrating a business accomplishment at a club, everyone can really appreciate house music, and I feel like it's a lot more of a worldwide thing. Except for Nand, he's not gonna appreciate it.
Disco, Nand?
Yes, I do.
Well, so
he likes disco.
There's house and disco.
No. So Nand
People
likes disco.
Continue to misunderstand. I don't dislike house. I just get
low
bored.
tolerance for it.
I feel like there's a limit.
Like I'm gonna be honest, I really liked your song. I really liked all the layers.
Thank you.
But halfway through, it just felt like it was now repeating. So I'm like,
all
right.
Of course.
I'm like, I'm looking for the next, the next interesting thing.
Yeah. And I mean, house music in general is, again, just like a repeated pattern. It's just boots and cats for a whole hour, and coming
I just
from
don't have
someone,
the attention span.
Yeah, I mean, but also here's the thing: coming from someone that used to really love dubstep and everything, that when I would go to a full-on house set and stuff like that, I'll be like, okay, now it's just boots and cats for a whole hour. So you have to kind of see a set that, what am I trying to say, that is now like fully house, like just
got some
tech house,
variety.
boots and cats, some variety. Like once you see a set like that, you're like, okay, I really like this, and that can be almost as a gateway to start.
Yes.
You like AC Slater?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, here.
That's like more like bassy too.
Yeah, like bass house.
How about Joyride? He has a lot of UK elements into his music.
Let me make this statement right here. I feel like an hour-long tech house set is boring. I'm sorry.
Say one more time. I missed
An
it.
hour-long tech house set is boring to me.
Because it's a whole hour.
What artists?
Hot take.
Like what?
No artist in particular. Just an hour long of tech house. Very little melodies. Mostly just like the boots and cats and maybe some bass line. I think even I will start to get bored after a little while, even though I feel like for me I like house a little bit more because I have a dance background, so it's easier for me to like it because I know how to dance to it. I know how to shuffle, do house step, the jack, all that kind of stuff, so I will entertain myself while I'm doing it. But I can also see Nand's side where after a while there's like only so much that you can do. So I do agree that there needs to be that variety, which is why I like house sets that work in bass house, they work in progressive house, they work in tech house. Yes, I'm cool with some tech house. Like give me some tech house.
I love progressive house. I love progressive house.
Love. But apparently the progressive house that we think is progressive house isn't actually progressive house.
Yeah, Eric Pride's and stuff like that is technically progressive house. This is like called dance to an extent, but in my opinion, it just progressed. Well, no puns. It progressed into something different, and house that was melodic and kind of synth heavy and stuff like that, it became progressive.
Yeah.
So I would just keep calling it that.
You know what's interesting is like I say all this about house and techno, but then like trance, I love trance. And people are
Also-
like,
That's your gateway into house music.
But that's what I'm
eventually,
saying.
you
Like
know?
that's
Yeah.
what's so interesting is like people are like trance is the same thing. It's also
also the same.
repetitive.
Mhm.
Yet for some reason I enjoy trance a
So
lot.
it's
Trance is
melodic
very
bass.
melodic heavy.
Every genre bass, like melodic bass. Melodic bass is also like the same. It's the same. Same thing.
Yeah.
In a nutshell. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like any set of any genre could look boring if not, I guess, planned properly or stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of dynamics.
Mhm.
And just like he said, a whole tech house set, there's some sets that I
Yeah.
went to see and I'm like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
another Boots and Cats. It's, oh, wow, another Boots and Cats. And then there's some people that really curate the transitions.
Yes.
Yeah, you
that
have to know how to
really-
do that because that does a lot.
It's
Like,
a skill.
If you're just playing a whole track full through, because I saw one set, I'm not gonna name names, but I don't know if it was because it was like 4 a.m. or whatever, but he just played the entire song and then merged it into the next song, and I was like, wait a minute, I usually love this dude, but like he's not even trying with his transitions. Like, what's
Yeah.
happening?
I've seen stuff
Yeah,
like that too.
yeah.
I'm like, are they changing the song now? Like, is it the same song?
Yeah.
I feel like house music in general, that's why, you know, there's places like Club Space that do like 8, 9, 10 hour sets and stuff like that. House music in general, you have to go with a different approach. You're
Yeah.
not going there to like use your full energy to headbang on the rail for like a full hour, 2 hours or stuff like
Yeah,
that. It's something
totally.
that, you know, it's more loungy. You go grab a drink, you talk with some people, you go left and right.
That's true.
You know, it's
That's
not
true. It's a different
always-
vibe.
Yeah, like it's not always focus on the DJ heavy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes
The
it's just
vibes.
about creating the vibe and creating the atmosphere, and it's very welcoming to everyone because it's such a familiar rhythm. You know,
Yeah.
the Boots and Cats, you know, from disco from back in the day,
Yeah,
then to
that's true.
to the early house and to a house that we have nowadays. It's always been like the same rhythm and the same core elements that everyone can appreciate.
Yeah.
You know, even if you don't specifically
more
pay
accessible.
attention. Yeah, like you don't have to fully pay attention to just the DJ, the production, everything around it. Just you can turn around, vibe with some friends, and a little bit have a good time. When
Yeah.
dubstep is more like
Yeah.
look at the DJ, look at the visual, look
Yeah.
at the fireworks and everything.
I
you
think
know?
from experience, it's just you only going there for the vibes is when you get older.
Well,
you
also
will get there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
also people who are new to the scene too, because I know plenty of friends from like high school who you know, melodic bass and stuff like that is too much for them. And
Yeah.
I'll show them a house song, like one of my best friends from childhood, like that's probably he's not an EDM fan at all, but like travel tropical house or like travel called travel house. That's the music that he can
Well,
listen
it's
to because he
because,
likes to
like,
travel, and it's
yeah,
more
it's so
accessible.
easy.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
house is like actually the gateway for people who aren't
Yeah.
in the EDM scene
Yeah.
and they usually
It's
don't
radio
listen to this
friendly.
music. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
So it's like
everyone
appreciates
digestible
that.
music.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah. And I feel like there's also, just like you said right now, once you grow into a little older into the actual like rave scene and everything, you get to the point where you go to a festival and you're tired of just like headbanging too
Yeah,
much. And
that's been me.
Yeah.
Me too.
I feel like I've hit kind of like a melodic bass like
Plateau.
Yeah, plateau where I'm just like I kind of like need something different now because I just feel like I'm hearing the same, like very similar drops, very similar sounds.
And that's
That's why I
normal.
like rhythm.
Yeah.
I've
No
been moving.
comments.
I do too, but like it sometimes it's just like a little too intense
No,
for
yeah,
me.
I
but-
agree. That's why I've been like moving towards like drum and bass and hard techno.
Yeah, same. Real quick, I wanted to ask you a question. We ran out of time in the last segment, but I wanted to ask you a quick question too, which was I noticed that, you know, the aesthetic on your profile is all blue. What's the meaning behind that?
The meaning
I'm
behind
curious.
blue?
Yeah.
How deep does it go?
How deep?
It's-
Okay.
it is
Are you
deep
are you
blue.
secretly from Eiffel 65?
Shh, don't tell everyone.
I was gonna say Inside Out. You know, sadness from Inside Out.
Oh.
You know, it's so funny. I just saw Inside Out too, the first
I've
one.
not watched the first one or the second one yet.
The
You
first
should.
one.
I'm not a movie person. I get bored.
All right, I'm
Inside
not
Out's
a, I'm not a
different.
MASHBIT house person. I get. I'm just kidding.
Damn. Get him off the podcast.
Shots.
Stop fighting with these. Just
Pew pew.
no, I mean, I just don't know much about.
Movies?
Yeah, I just don't like movies that much for some reason. I just get bored unless I really get dragged into it. But the blue idea in general is just overall my favorite color.
Mine too.
But I just feel like every time that like I make music and like I listen to music and stuff like that, it just feels like that's the main color that I see
Okay.
emotion wise. Like
Oh
It's your
yeah,
vision.
there's this
Yeah.
whole scientific thing where like you can see music, like color relates to like a type
do
of
you see
music.
that
I see orange a lot.
humor or something?
I don't
Whatever.
freaking know.
Andrew Herman, I think he says something about that on the podcast, but it's more just like how like your body just becomes like literally one with the music because it follows a flow because
Yeah.
there's actually more language in music rather than actual dialogue.
Wait, no, Hira said, right?
We talked about it on Hira's episode, and I think Nand also mentioned
Yeah.
it before too, when we were talking
I
about
see
it
colors.
with Luca
I
Lush.
see a lot of
Colors.
colors.
We were on the Luca
music.
Lush episode, we were talking about
the
it.
colors.
For me,
Yeah,
I see a
the-
lot more warmer colors though. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
I will say that's actually one of the things I enjoy about editing our music clips. Is as you guys know, Robert and I both edit the clips. But what oftentimes Robert's main part is he'll do like all the keyframing, so all the zooms and all the like movement of the cameras, and then I'll go in and throw some like overlays on it, which I've been having a lot of fun doing lately because I've been like I just go on Motion Array and I find like just an overlay that has the colors that make whatever song we're listening to make me think of, and then I'll throw that over that, and I've just been having a lot of fun like playing with the different colors and like how they mesh with our music clips.
Absolutely. And yeah, I feel like from a visual point, it really just helps connect all the dots together.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these artists that when you see them live, the colors of their lights and their visuals are
100%.
very like, connected. Like Nurko, for example, is very like sky blue, almost grayish hint. Company is very green, and then Illenium is orange. So there's always like some sort of connection when it comes to the color. For me personally, it was gonna be like a more deeper blue.
Yeah.
Just because when I listen to my songs, but even before this whole house thing happened, just in general, I was like, okay, that's the color I see. That's the color I feel. That's the color I wanna, I guess, project with my music, for lack of a better term. So it always been like that. And also, I don't know what the term is, but people see like colors with specific keys of songs that I don't know exactly how those colors are, but I think F sharp minor is blue, and a lot of my songs are in F sharp minor. So I guess that could be connected. I could be totally wrong, but I feel like that there's some sort of connection in there.
I can see that.
Well, I would just say it's just part of your brand, you know, and like kind of how with our brand, like you know, it's like pink, red, white, like those are kind of like purple, like those are our colors, you know.
I think it's
Yeah.
a bit different though because with our brand, this is like for a podcast, right? For him, his colors are like more so with his music.
Yeah,
that
they're
he's
connected to
creating.
his music, but like it's still like our vibe, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think
well, it's also like a feeling. Like I would imagine, if you were to change up your music right now and have it be more like ethereal and cinematic,
Still
you'd
blue.
you'd still leave it blue.
It would
I feel like it would
still- yeah.
shift.
I could,
Or
see
unless
that.
you feel like you want to shift, then you would change it.
Well, I feel like if it were to shift, because blue has many tonalities, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's such a primary color, sorry, that no matter what the emotions are, most of the things that I see could be light blue, sky blue,
Oh, okay.
a deeper blue,
It'd
almost
just be like
black.
The
a
whole
different
range.
shade of
Shade
blue,
of blue.
perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I guess a funny way to connect the whole brand thing, we have this new thing I'm calling Blue Marble, which is kind of like what the brand is about. And I'm still trying to discover why I like this whole concept, but I love the way marble is textured. You know, I just love the
Me too.
randomness of
Yeah.
it. And when I look at a piece of marble, it's always different. It's not always the same, the pattern and everything.
Yeah.
But it's made out of the same thing. So I kind of project that into a way that us as humans are like different marbles. We have different textures, but with the same materials and same components, for lack of a better terms. But we're all deep down different. And then connecting the blue to it, it kind of made it more like a unique thing. And when I look at it now, we're like making visuals and merch with everything, and we kind of have this whole blue marbles, like blue marble look. It almost feels like a planet. So
That's
it's
true,
almost
actually.
like-
I can see
yeah,
that.
like it's almost like an outer space feeling that we're kind of creating with the music and with the visuals and with the whole concept. And almost like it's a planet blue marble.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily like fully like Star Wars and everything like that, but we're kind of creating this whole out of this world emotion. And if you look at Earth from long distance, if you guys drive all the way to space or something.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah, I do it
just-
all the time.
Yeah,
all the
you
time.
know?
I got an appointment
Yeah.
in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, same thing here. Like, but when you look at it, the whole planet is blue, you know, because there's so much
Yeah.
water surrounded. So it's kind of like a similar thing to it. We're still trying to figure out the whole thing. I just came with the end goal first, and now I'm trying to figure out how to get close to it. But it's one step at a time. And blue,
I think
Blue.
you need to remix Blue by Eiffel 65 now.
Oh shit!
I have a mashup with it that I played a lot.
Wait,
but
really?
I did, yeah. It was
Cute.
Blue with like a G6, which was cool.
That's epic.
It was fun, but then it transitioned into a Run by Kaiwachi.
Whoa! The fact that
Double-
you're able to do that, this like
It was
merge
fun.
these three different
Interesting.
styles
Yeah,
of music.
and then I think at the drop it doubled with the "Don't Let Me Let Go" remix by Zomboy. So it was
epic,
a
dude.
fun one. I
That's
really
epic.
had fun making that one. And I think that was one of the last dubstep mashups that I made.
Nice.
I want to hear some more of your music.
Yeah,
Hell
we're
yeah.
gonna listen to another one at the
Okay.
end. At the end.
Oh, okay, at the end,
yeah.
Okay.
I know that you have a story to tell us.
Oh, a fan story, yes. In the last episode, we asked you guys what was your craziest rave story, and we have another one today. If you haven't submitted one, you could go ahead and submit one right now. But
Yeah.
we asked, and someone answered. Really short. OMFG, some girl shit herself all over the floor. She ended up going to the medical tent while people were unknowingly stepping and smearing the shit everywhere. Mind you, this was an indoor event.
Oh,
Wait, where? They didn't say where?
No, at OMFG.
Oh, at OMFG.
Yeah.
Oh, MFG.
That's sad.
That would be my response
Yeah.
to that.
It's sad. I just like laughed really hard because this the way it's like so short. The way he just
Straight to the
he
point.
wrote it.
Straightforward.
Great
Yeah.
storytelling.
Yeah, it's like to the point.
Damn.
Shit all over the floor.
OMFG, isn't that new? Is that New Year's?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
New
Wow.
Year's San Diego.
What a
Wait,
way to
but
start
the-
off the new year
Shitty.
by shitting yourself.
It was a shitty way to start
It
the
was
new
a
year.
shitty way to start off the
Oh, wait,
new year.
maybe it was the end of the new year. It was the end of the past year, and then when the new year came, it was like she left all of her shit in the.
Yeah, and she gave all that shit to everyone else.
Wow.
Honestly, the one who won out of that is the one who shot herself. The rest, everybody stepping on it.
She trauma
They're the
dumped.
ones
Yeah.
losing.
Yeah.
She trauma dumped.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
She trauma dumped. She trauma dumped. That's a good
Joe,
one.
you
That's a
got-
good one.
how are you? You're on fire.
Ew.
I'm gonna put it on a shirt.
I've seen that happen before where I've seen a shit on the floor at a show and like I would warn people there's shit and then finally someone just grabbed like a bucket or like a trash can and just put it on top so that people wouldn't step on it.
Oh, that's
and I was like,
nice.
that's really
nice.
smart.
That's nice.
That's
Yeah.
actually really
nice.
smart.
Yeah.
Who's shitting on the floor?
You know, sometimes
Here's my take on that. I feel like some people just might have eaten something or drank something on empty stomach. So
Yeah.
sometimes you can't control if you really are having the shits.
Okay.
But if you're straight up just like going, okay, I'm gonna poop right here,
That's what I'm talking
and then
about.
that's just straight up disrespectful. But if it happens, I mean, people shit
It
their
happens. Like we're
pants.
human beings.
Damn,
Yeah.
but wait,
People shit
so-
their
so-
pants.
so-
Yeah, I
so
shit
for
my
the-
pants
so for the-
sometimes.
For the rest of the night, she just had shit pants. Like, did she get?
I would hope
There's
she
no
got.
ending.
I mean,
It's up to
okay.
interpretation, I guess. We can make our own ending.
Honestly, if it's a festival, she's a girl. She probably has like less clothing. She pull the underwear to the side.
I hope,
Shoulder rights.
I hope it was a smooth one because if it was a wet one, then that's pretty gross.
No shoulder rides after that one.
Can you imagine she still did it?
Wait, have you guys
Oh
seen?
my
Have you
God.
guys seen that picture? That's happened before, where like this girl was shoulder riding, and you could see on his shirt there was just like a trail on his shirt. Yeah.
Wait, I've seen
A
that.
pee?
No, shit.
No.
Shit.
He was wearing a
No.
white shirt or something too.
When?
It's a old.
Yeah, I think that's been around for a while.
Whoa.
But again,
old picture.
Shit happens.
Shit
Shit happens.
The shit puns are getting out of control. That's crazy though. I would be really embarrassed. I mean, I feel like anyone would be really embarrassed, but also, I mean, I guess when you gotta go, you gotta go.
No,
But
And
no,
sometimes-
No, but she could have been effed up, and we're human. You know, sometimes we
That's
can't control
true.
our breath movement.
That's
Let's
true,
think
that's
about
true.
it.
Yeah.
So I
Get
guess
out
if
of
it was a
rave.
purposeful choice,
Yeah, if it's
Then
a
yeah.
No,
purposeful choice, then no. Like
Yeah,
I
don't do
don't
that.
do
But
not
don't
condone.
condone.
Like if you have to pee in the
Go,
middle of the
please.
crowd,
Okay,
get
wait.
out of the crowd and go pee in the
but
bathroom,
I
please.
kind of feel for this girl because sometimes the women's line to the bathroom is so
my God,
freaking
yeah.
long.
That is true.
Not
We did
much
talk
you can
about
do,
that.
yeah.
We did talk about in the
So
EDC
long.
episode that girl that whipped out the little what do you call them? The
PP
The
cone or
P-cup
whatever.
cone.
yeah, it's called. There's a term for it.
Yeah, it's like
but
I don't condone doing it in the crowd, but like I don't know. Sometimes it just happens.
Rather do it in the bushes than in the crowd.
Yeah.
But
You
like
guys could do it in the
OMFG,
bushes.
OMFG is an inside. It's an indoor venue.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though. Is I've been OMFG. It was at the Valley View Casino Center, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to school in at UC San Diego, so I've been there a bunch of times.
Oh, did you?
It's not that bad to
like
leave the crowd. Fuck you guys. It's not that bad to like. I've been in the middle of that crowd before. Like, it's like compared to like EDC, like being in the middle of Kinetic Field or something like that. It is not that bad. You can leave.
Yeah, because there's a bathroom downstairs.
Yeah,
to the
like
left.
honestly,
it's not.
at a venue like that, that's how you know like that was an inconsiderate move. Like I understand if it's a mega crowd of like 500,000 people or some shit.
Unless she was on stuff where
that too. I mean,
I see what you did there.
Again, like sometimes if it really happens in the moment, like I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of times where it happened to people that they just couldn't control.
Yeah, but I know someone who actually went to an LAD event and he sat down and there were like cum stains on the seat.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, where?
At the same venue.
At Valley View Casino Center?
Yes.
How do they know? It
It
was.
was white and wet.
Could have been ranch.
You know. I heard
think
this.
about the chances. I will think it's ranch.
I
So
just,
you okay?
Or mayo.
or mayo.
Okay, but
just speaking of that,
Some milk, chunky milk.
I did see something on Reddit, and apparently worse than festivals, a Taylor Swift concert. Like a vendor or staff person was like, I've never seen more cum on these chairs before in my life.
Taylor Swift?
Yes.
There's children that are there. Like
I did-
5-year-old children.
that is awful.
That is the wildest thing I've ever read ever.
Who is fucking at a Taylor Swift
What
concert?
song?
I see people getting proposed at Taylor Swift concerts, but
While people
fucking
are being fucked at the same time. I want you to think about every
Is it-
proposal you've seen.
Is it possible to like do that because you're just on so much stuff that you just do
Taylor
it?
Swift.
But that's the
A
thing on
Taylor
Taylor Swift, they're probably not on
though?
drugs.
But there's children
It has to
there.
be
Yeah,
ranch.
maybe.
It's just ranch.
It's
I think
ranch.
this episode
Okay,
is
but-
gonna get flagged. Honestly, like we're gonna get in trouble. I think we should skip that part.
Anyways, yeah, I will say. Well, I was just gonna go back to the whole like shitting thing. Like, I mean, I've definitely read a bunch of Reddit threads before of people like doing stuff and then going to like, you know, say a theme park and then going on like a roller coaster and they don't even realize that they shit their pants or piss themselves or whatever. It just happens. So I definitely see that that's very possible there.
Yeah.
But then to that, I will say, guys, please like do your stuff responsibly. And
part.
also on that part, like
And overdose.
go visit the booth, go get your Narcan, all that stuff. And just
Enlighten yourself.
Just be responsible, you know, because those things do happen, and the last thing you want to do is take away from anyone else's experience by making it worse and having someone else step in your shit or
be
your
responsible.
piss
Don't be a
or
liability.
whatever. Exactly.
Accidents happen. You can always go to a
They
merch
do.
booth and buy something new. But if you do it on purpose, if you
Yeah.
get kicked out of the festival, rightfully so. Don't
Yeah.
be a liability and
Yeah.
don't be an ass.
And don't and like again like Mash just said, you know, like accidents happen, but like you know, do everything you can to avoid getting yourself into those situations in the first place.
Those
you know?
situations.
Peace, love, unity, respect,
Situation.
and responsibility. Responsibility, be responsible.
what the fuck?
I was thinking of a shit pun to work into Fleur, but I couldn't think of any.
Nailed
So.
it. That was nailed.
Be responsible for your own shit. I don't know.
That was better. That was better. Yeah,
It was
yeah, yeah.
simple.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Take
good.
care of your shit.
That was good.
But
Let's move on to fan
Yeah,
questions, please.
switching gears, we do have fan questions for you that people have asked.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Shitting gears. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, you got one in. Fuck yeah.
Oh my god. All right.
Oh, are these for me?
Yes,
These
they
are
are
for
for
you.
you.
Yes.
Ooh.
So get ready.
That's so many questions. Holy.
Wait, hold on. No, these are.
What
Mash,
am I
what's the
doing?
social security
My
number,
ADHD
Mash?
right now. I'm just like scrolling down. It's like
one is
What's the 3 digits in the back of the card?
Oh, the first three?
First three.
Excuse me.
Delicioso.
Is llama the best or what? Sometimes I don't know.
Is that Llama asked
Rada-
that? Yeah,
Yeah.
Llama asked that. Llama's a great guy. We go a long time, 2-3 years, probably 4. Love the guy. He's great.
Yeah, llama's great.
Oh, I thought it was actually a llama. That's why I asked it. I thought
No,
there was like
he's
a llama meme going on.
No. That's his name.
Okay,
He's cool.
okay.
Would you be down to have some saxophones sounds in your songs?
The one I'm about to show you has it.
Because
Well then, Easton dug it. Dugat. He
you
says,
about to be happy.
He says, I'm still available if he needs some sax in his
hit him
songs.
up. Hit him up.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
Hey.
DJ Layton wants to know a really important question, and that is, what's your favorite pizza topping?
It's intense.
Daniel, come on.
That's a good one.
He wants me to say pineapple pizza, which is absolutely outrageous. So
You
there's
don't like
no.
pineapple?
Oh, you
That's
know
not
him.
why.
No, but you
Why?
know.
I love pineapple on pizza. You're
Wait, you
crazy.
know
man.
I know.
And then,
You like-
sorry,
you like
what was your answer?
No,
Oh,
my
wait.
answer is not pineapple on pizza.
then we can't be
For
friends.
sure.
I'm
No
sorry.
one
we
here
can't.
likes pineapple on pizza?
I do.
I used
That's my
to.
favorite.
Cool. Okay,
That is
cool.
my
That's why
favorite.
we're friends.
Yeah, I used to, but then lately it just hasn't
Grow
been.
up. Pineapple on
Grow
pizza.
down.
Pineapple.
Expand your taste buds. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll say
you
this.
don't
I'll
have
say this.
culture.
There we go.
This
I'll
is
say
a
this.
culture.
I need to try it again because it has been years. Flavors do change, palates do change. I recognize that.
No.
And because right now I don't like pineapple on pizza. It
Good.
doesn't make any sense.
We can be
However,
friends.
Wait,
however,
it needs to-
however,
okay.
I did not like fruit and pineapple in my poke, and apparently that's how it's eaten in Hawaii. Like they have like some fruit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I tried that
Doable.
recently. I'm like, oh. So something that's savory with something that's
Sweet.
sweet kind of makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's almost like driving a car and pressing the brake at the same time.
And
the
I've
car
done
is
that,
not
and
gonna
my
go
car
anywhere.
goes ding, ding, ding. You're
That's your
pressing it at the same
Exactly.
time.
Wait,
So-
what? It's like
That's a skewed perspective.
Contrast is not always the answer, okay? People always use
Not
the
wrong.
argument and be like, oh yeah, contrasting flavors, but you guys are not ready for that argument. I don't give a shit, bro. Like,
So how about this? Try putting barbecue sauce and chicken. That makes it better.
no, that's
no.
Wait,
even
on the
worse.
same one?
Okay,
Yes.
Okay, no, I
Let
don't
me
agree
add
with
some
that.
context.
You're crazy.
I don't
Let
agree
me
with
add
that.
some context on why I don't like this.
Okay,
Okay, go.
I'm born and raised in Italy. We have specific taste in pizza, and
That's
we have.
why.
So I'm
Okay.
very
That's
biased,
why.
and I feel like as an Italian in America, I
Okay,
have
that's
to
fair,
keep
that's
my
fair,
ancestors
That's fair.
proud.
That's fair. That's
Basically,
fair. That's fair.
basically, y'all trying to get him to like pineapple pizza is like saying "fuck you."
Pretty much.
Got you.
Okay,
Okay,
but also-
it makes sense now.
But also before all this whole like blue marble theme, kind of like a history thing. My brand before that was MASHBIT the Pizza Boy. I don't know if yeah, it was.
Wait a minute.
It was very pizza related. It was like
Did
when I
you
used.
make pizza?
It was. I was deep in that brand.
Wow.
Like if you scroll down on my Instagram, I'm sure you probably see some stuff.
I'm
and
doing that.
before
Oh my
you
God.
before
Yes,
you
I'm
archive
doing
it.
that.
It was like I had merch with pizza on it. Like because
That's epic.
if it's because I was Italian and I kind of made that my thing.
You're like,
I
I'm
see
going
it.
all
And
in.
I understand.
it became
Wow.
very memorable and it worked very well. But at some point, like when COVID hit, I was like, this is just, sorry for the pun, cheesy. It's boring. And it's just, like I was
You
getting
got
into
over it.
Yeah, I was starting to make like melodic music. How the hell do you connect melody
Makes no
and
sense.
pizza?
Yeah, but it was a moment, you know, like that's what you were feeling at the time,
It was
and it
a
made
cool
sense,
moment.
and it
Yeah.
got you a chance just to like still get out there, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
on posts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have another one. She.Austin asks, if you could be any vegetable, what would you be?
Next question. That's a tricky question. I don't think I want to answer that.
Why?
Green onion.
I don't know. I feel like
Do you like vegetables?
I do
Oh my
like
God, I'd be an
vegetables. I
onion.
just don't.
Onions
I don't. I
considered
never thought about it that way. I
Like a
wouldn't.
pickle, like Pickle Rick?
Mm.
Or like...
I have a dark humor joke.
Like, I don't. That's the thing. That's what I
Yeah,
want.
is that
I don't
what
want
you
to get
thought too?
into. That's what I don't want to get into.
Wait, what is it? What's
She asked if you could be a vegetable, what vegetable would you be?
Oh my
Oh my God! I
I
think I know where you're going.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying not to get into.
Okay,
The
eggplants.
bedridden one.
Yeah, no. Okay, let's skip that one. I just don't have an answer.
Oh,
for that.
that's where you. I was gonna say eggplant. I didn't know you meant vegetable in a bed.
No, dark humor.
You could have made a pun right now. You could
Dark.
have said I would be a beet because I make beets.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm definitely skipping that one.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I have one last one from Cascal Music.
Oh, that's my friend.
All he wants to know is who your barber is.
Who my barber is?
Yes.
Considering that I didn't get a haircut for 6 months and I was growing my hair out for a while, you know,
Nature.
I just got a haircut like a couple days ago before the photo shoot that we just did
Yeah.
because I just couldn't do curls anymore. I grew them for so long and it was becoming annoying and unmanageable.
Do you do your eyebrows?
Dude, okay, I've been staring at his eyebrows. They're so good.
Do you do threading or do you do wax?
What the
Or do you
heck?
pluck them?
I usually do waxing. This last time I forgot to tell her, so she went ham with the threading.
That shit hurts.
Dog, I was crying.
Yes.
But it looks
I
so
was
good.
crying.
And then midway
Crying.
through, like when it's like you kind of don't want to be like a bitch and be like, I said I want it waxed, and then
At
you're
that
already in
point,
it.
I was like, honestly, they both do the same. I know just waxing is a lot faster, but it makes my skin a little weird sometimes. So I was like, just go for it. And this eyebrow was cool, and then this left one, she was getting stuck every time.
Oh my god,
She
that
was
shit
going,
hurts. And then,
like that.
god, oh, I hate it.
Dude,
hate
I
it.
was biting
Beauty's
for
pain.
life.
Beauty's pain. Beauty's pain.
You gotta deal with
Yeah,
that.
but I do get my eyebrows done.
It looks so good, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop staring at. Like I'm like, Jesus.
Yo, so kind.
All right, last question. This Liddy Lena asks, what's the inspiration behind your song Light?
Damn, all my friends are just sending questions. I love this.
Oh,
Yeah, I love Lena.
okay.
Inspiration about light. Not sure. I'll be honest. I think for that one specifically, I just started with a random instrumental. I just started like making some melodies, and I think everything came together. And as of recently, I started like adding my voice into the songs, just like very auto-tuned and everything, just to
Yeah.
kind of get an idea, just in case one day I want to get a vocalist or anything. But for that one, I was just like humming random words, and then it came out, "Baby, I could follow your light," and I was like, okay, that's catchy. I don't know what the hell it means, but it's catchy, so I might as well just keep it. And it stayed there at that point. And yeah, like when I listen to it to an extent, it almost feels like I'm in a tunnel and I see a light at the end of the way, and that's kind of what the song is progressing towards. So it all like it reversed made sense. You know,
Yeah.
it didn't start with, oh, this is gonna be called light.
Well, we
It was a
naturally
whole
do
different
that.
thing.
Yeah, it
feel
just makes
like.
sense at the end.
Yeah.
At the end, it made sense to have that, and then the cover art was very cool. It made sense as well. So that was the whole story behind that. But I don't even think the project file was named Light at the beginning when I started working on it. I think it was
Interesting.
just something else. And for all the time, it always is.
Yeah.
It's never the ending title.
Oh, yeah.
So
Might as well just leave it as untitled number 42
Yeah.
until it's
Too.
done.
I'm probably
kinda
more than
epic.
that. Yeah,
on
no,
that
but-
note,
Yeah.
I want to listen to more music.
Yeah, we should
Yes.
listen to that last song
Yeah.
before we have to
Okay.
close things out. We are nearing the end of the episode, so.
Heck yeah. All right, we'll show it. This one is called Echo of You, and it's
Echo of
with
You.
an artist called Jake Newmar from, I think, Nashville. I could be wrong. He actually sent me the vocal like 3 or 4 months ago on my DMs, and I was like, dude, I love this. I just don't have the time to work on it now because I was in the middle of playing a lot of shows, and
Yeah.
I was in the middle of a creative block too. So I was like, dude, I need you to remind me every single like week until I do something.
Yeah.
Like, this is your job. Annoy the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I block you.
You asked for it, yeah.
I do that
Yeah.
when I'm really invested into it sometimes, because sometimes I forget who sent it, so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to lose it. I'm glad I did, and I'm glad he reminded me because he caught me at a perfect time where I was trying to work on something.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I need to work on this, and the vocal is so nice.
So then what genre would you say, I guess?
This is still house, but it's
Okay.
a little slower.
Okay.
It's a little bit slower, more radio friendly house, but very melodic.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of like a saxophone at the end, which I'll explain. I'll explain how I did it because it's gonna raise some eyebrows.
I'm looking
Okay.
forward to that sax.
So yeah, it's gonna be kind of cute. But all right, I'm gonna play it right now. It's called Echo of You, and release TBD. We still don't know, but we will.
Why every time I open my eyes,
All right, I really fuck with Stutter. Like, come on,
I
come on.
like
You
this one.
should have led with Stutter.
Yeah, a little bit.
I like how it's going in
but
both.
it's never you. How can I call her up and fade out? Every
Holy
secret
shit, these
whispers in
vocals.
the
These vocals are so
Yeah,
good.
wow.
Like,
He is good.
But it's never you. It's never you. It's you.
I think I'm gonna cry.
It's good. I like this one a lot.
Good.
But it's never you. It's never
Oh, that's so cute.
it's
It's beautiful, man.
it's never
Oh.
it's you.
sounds so crisp.
Thank you.
I love the hi-hat pattern too.
2 pens.
Yeah. It's what?
2 pens.
That's 2 pens? More you know.
It's never
So good.
This is some soul healing music right here.
It's so ethereal.
Yeah.
I love it.
Whoa.
Ooh.
I'm so glad he
Wow.
bothered you every week to
Yeah.
do that
Right.
Those
because
vocals
that
are awesome, and the way you just like fucking merge that all together.
And the cool thing about this song is it's one of those songs that you would sit down and just like knock out in an hour, 2 hours. This one was like sitting down, my phone was in the other room. As soon as I made the first drop, I was like, holy shit, this is cool. I
Yeah.
like this a lot. And I sent it to him. He was like, yo, that's sick.
That's sick.
That is sick.
That was
Like,
sick.
that's it.
Thank you. Funny story about that little saxophone at the end, which is very subtle. It's definitely
I
not like
heard
the
it,
man of the
yeah.
attention. That's actually AI.
Get
Fucking
out of
do it.
here.
I knew
Go off.
Yeah, I'll tell
Canceled.
you why.
I'm just kidding.
Well, here's the thing.
doing our jobs.
Because you know, when you're in the studio, you have to try a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not to the point where I can fully envision something that works, and to the point where I have to hire someone to come to the studio and record a saxophone part, which I know might be good or might not be good.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. And
That's
right
true.
now, I'm in the zone. I need to do something now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I downloaded a AI, I guess, tool, for lack of better terms. I recorded my voice singing the melody, turned my
Cool.
voice into a saxophone, put it through a bunch of effects, and that became what you guys heard.
It's still your creation, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's why
Still,
these
yeah.
platforms are there.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm a big proponent. I've been using that word a lot. A big proponent of using an
Advocate.
AI tool. Advocate of using AI tools to streamline your process. Because
Yes.
you make a really good point. Like,
It helps.
yes, you could hire someone, a jazz player, to come in, do all that stuff. Could work, might not work.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
a good
at the
point.
end of the day, they always use the argument of, oh, it's not real, it's all computer and everything. Bro, we're making music out of a computer.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Electronic.
the program
Yeah,
that
like-
literally renews it every year. You have to pay
Yeah,
for
like
it.
this whole AI argument, it's always like, oh, you're making, you're barely doing anything anymore. You're letting something just do everything for you. But think about it this way. Back in the day, to make a song, you needed an engineer, a whole band, people that actually knew what they were doing, a whole like studio and everything. And now you can do it with a laptop.
Yeah.
So if that was way too simple, we found ways to make it more complicated. Our music got more complex. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you explain dubstep to someone from back in the
Yeah,
70s?
true.
Oh, yeah.
Victorian
You
era.
can't.
Physically impossible for them to
Exactly.
make
Yeah.
that.
So even with AI going the way it is, we as humans will get bored of how simple it is. We'll find ways to make it more complex to keep our attention span going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that will happen, and just like it has happened, just with making music with laptops and everything. Like, so I'm not against using it at all.
Yeah, and the
You know?
mindset against it's honestly so limiting because there's so much that
Yeah.
you could do with it. Obviously, it's like a supplement, right? Like you already have your creation, but it's a supplement to your creation
Yeah.
that thus makes it
Because
even
you still,
stronger.
yeah, you still need to be creative to think about
Yeah.
this.
I
Yeah.
feel like the main fear is for how people were doing AI art. You know, they were just like
That's
posting a
true.
picture
Like
and
a
then it was
Firefly.
doing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're scared that people, like I guess consumers and listeners, instead of just like actually going out of the way to listen to an artist or a DJ, they would just type how they're feeling that day and that creates a song for them. Which, in my opinion, I feel like it will be like a trend that is cool at first because everyone is very curious about it.
Yeah.
Then at some point, think about it. You have a song that AI made for you. you are attached to that song. How do if you want to go and listen to it live, what do you do?
That's true.
You can't, because you don't have that attachment to a person or to someone that you can actually go and listen to it live.
Also, the human element would be missing from that. So
It
you're
is,
using AI with your human music,
Touch,
your human
Exactly.
touch versus asking AI to make you a song. You're not going to be getting the same feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
absolutely
would be
not.
cool to have those for I feel like what that's gonna help a lot too is for I guess more advertisements or video edits and stuff like that. When you as a video creator or an advertisement director, you're looking for a specific feeling of a song, you don't wait 2-3 weeks for someone to send you something. You'll be like, okay, I need something now.
Yep.
I need a piano ballad that I can put on my little advertisement. Just make it now for me. It will benefit on that end. But when it comes to the live shows, the attachment to an artist making that, AI will never replace that.
Absolutely
because
not.
it's us. I mean, same thing happened with art as well. Everyone just did the little cool thing with the little picture for a little bit. Now no one really does that as much anymore.
Yeah.
And you don't go to an art exhibition to look at AI pictures.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's a good supplemental tool, but not whole replacement tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It won't be.
So,
no.
I know one guy. I don't know what the AI tool is, but he'll throw in whatever he's looking for and be like, cool, make me a melody. Don't like this one, don't like this one, don't like this one. And then finally, wait, this is kind of where I want it to be. And then they'll tweak it to it. At the end of the day, it's just to help them streamline, because what could have taken, I don't know, years to plan out is cool, I'm letting a machine or an AI speed up the process to get me
just
where
help.
build what is in my brain based on what I just
you
told
could use
you
it to
do.
inspire you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, too, AI generally isn't just going to make shit up. It's going to build it off of what you prompt it to do, and that's
Totally.
still your
It's still your
creativity.
Yep.
No, I feel like it's, even going with some of the other topics, is the fact that it's good to be able to use tools to make your job easy as a producer. And I used to stress a lot about just kind of troll a little bit people that would be music producers but not know music theory, just everything about it. It's almost like reading without knowing the alphabet to my extent. But it used to be just a joke going out, and I feel like you don't need to at this point in time. It's just going in AI where everything is going to be a lot more simpler and a lot more accessible to a lot of people. It's good to be able to know the whys, just in case if you want to change it, you have the ability to.
Yeah.
You don't have to just be like, oh, the AI made this melody already.
Totally.
I don't want to change it because I don't want to ruin it because I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
You know?
AI won't touch creativity only because it's hard for it to. It's only best if it's told what to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
Well, we're at the end of our episode. Darius, thank you so much for coming on. We're so
Yes,
happy
thank you
that we
guys.
finally got to
want this
make
to be
this
longer.
happen.
Don't delete it this time.
Don't do
I won't. I'm
It's
literally,
not too
as
late.
soon as I get home, I am.
The sound's recording. The
I'm going
camera's
to
It's not recording. I'm
offload
just
the footage, and we won't have another one of those again.
Yeah.
Believe me.
just our vocals be distorted all the way.
I was
Here's a
joking with
great
Oh my
Darius.
God.
bass.
I was joking with Darius off camera. I was just like, "Here, go ahead and break this SD card for me, real quick." Yeah.
Snap it in half.
But thank you guys to everyone that stuck around and watched the full episode. Thank you so much. If you didn't already know, we do have a Patreon that we're actually going to go and record some music reactions to after this. So definitely go and check that out after this. Thank you to all of our patrons who do support us. If you're looking for a way to support us as well, that is the best way to. But go ahead and check out the Patreon. We do a bunch of bonus content over there.
You can also support us by getting our jerseys, which we did mention in our last episode. So go check those out. Those are really
They're
awesome. As well as getting stuff from Boom Boom and Clutch Loop, our big sponsors. They take care of us. So
Shout
if you get stuff from them, use code I'm Peaking, you'll be taking care of us as well.
That's right. And even if you are not a Patreon user Patreon user, even if you're not a patron, we still love you guys anyway.
We still love you.
Yeah. So
A little less, but we still do.
Be a Patreon. Be a Patreon.
say
please.
what everyone's thinking. Just kidding.
You're the least favorite sibling, but you're still a sibling.
You're the middle child.
Oh, I do that to myself.
Smash that notification bell. Give it a like, a subscribe, a comment, and we will see you in the next episode.
Yeah.
Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.